You're listening to the Social U podcast, sponsored by Social University. Be sure to follow us on our socials listed in the show notes. Now, let's dive in.
When I die, that slideshow is going to be legit.
Man, I cannot. I can wait until you die. I didn't mean it like that, but that's going to be a really great slideshow.
Dark, Leah. I can't wait to see that. I'm Karen Taradas.
And I'm Becky Johnson, and you're listening to the Social U podcast. We have something really special in store today. We have an interview with one of our amazing coworkers.
I would like to introduce you to our team member who has been with me the longest. She is celebrating her 7th anniversary this year. She started when she was 12. Okay, she wasn't 12, but she was pretty young, and has just come along for this whole evolution, because we are for 100% nowhere near where we started. And it's just been a very interesting evolution. I would like to introduce you guys to Leah McMullins.
Woo-woo!
Hey, I'm Leah. I've been with Social U for, like Karen said, almost 7 years. Working on my 7th year. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but at the same time, it feels like it's been an eternity. Honestly, the way that things have changed is just, from the start to finish, is just insane. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Would you use any of the graphics you made the first year this year?
Oh my God, no, never. I would be like, who let their toddler make this?
We all feel that way.
Whose crayons drew this picture? I look back at stuff I did 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, that has my name on it. That's awful.
So how did you end up in social media marketing? Like, were you always into that, or did you just get lost on the internet one day, or did Karen suck you in like she does other people? How did you get started on your journey?
So it was the Karen vortex. I had just recently decided that I did not want to do the job that I was doing anymore. It was not for me. It was in patient care. And Karen was like, hey, I have an opportunity. Maybe you want to try it out. Well, we went into it real relaxed. She gave me a little bit of project work to try. And this is coming from working like in an office or in a setting somewhere like 9 to 5. And then Karen's like, okay, well, I have this stuff for you to work on. And of course she gives it to me and I'm like, I know nothing. And I literally started from bare bones. She gave me the project. We started working and it just happened. It just kept flowing. It happened in November, I think is when I started. And then it just November, December. And then here we are, like 7 years later, and I'm still here.
I would tell you, one of the clients that she started with, she still has. 7 years later, she's still working with it. And it's one of my favorite clients of all time. I'd say that a lot, but I love them. They're great. And Leah's been with them for 7 years. It's just such a tremendous evolution.
That's a testimonial right there. Like our clients like you so much that they keep you for years and years and years.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, and I kind of like, that's my baby because I cut my teeth on them a little bit and I eased into them and then they've been mine ever since. So I'm kind of territorial about it, but at the same time, like we work as a team, so I'm not.
Yeah.
So what does daily life look like for you on the Social U team? And how many times a day do you have to explain to your friends that scrolling isn't just a hobby for you?
So when we started this, daily life was really different. I know you didn't ask that question, but I have to compare it to now. So, now we have all of these unique scheduling tools. Like we can schedule through platforms and we can like actually plan things now. And back then, like when you were doing things when I started, it was like, okay, I'm going to post this today. And the next day I'd get up and I'm like, okay, here comes work. I'm going to post this today. And I'd have a schedule, like I'd have it ready, knowing what I wanted to do, but it was not anything like it is now. Now we're able to actually schedule out a week and the next day a week ahead. And then when something comes out and it pops up and it's new, we can throw it in the mix and, like stay on top of everything. And just, it's mind blowing. So now I can actually sit down with my game plan, schedule out my clients' work, and go by our content planners, our content, everything that we have. That's when we work as a team. We have a Slack channel that we work back and forth talking to each other on. And like, we'll be like, okay, well, this needs to be done this week and this needs to be done next week. And so we can go back and look over that and plan it out. And it's just like, it's amazing.
And you are talking about when Leah started, the only platform you could schedule in was Facebook. If you wanted to schedule Twitter or LinkedIn, there was no Instagram. If you wanted to schedule any of the others, you had to go through a third party, and they disconnected all the time. So you'd go look at your LinkedIn and nothing's posted for 2 days. To be fair, Instagram was around, but it wasn't prevalent for business until about 7 years ago is when it really started to hit for business.
It was probably ramping up.
Yeah. And we were coming up, the new kid on the block was Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember those days of waiting for my Pinterest invitation.
Me too.
They did a great job with that marketing.
They did. At the time, it was the fastest growing website of all time. Now, since then, not anymore, but at the time, groundbreaking.
Well, I mean, now TikTok took its place. So
yeah, it did.
TikTok has taken everybody's place.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're just going to have TikTok. It's going to be all TikTok.
Woo.
We're going to have different named platforms, but they're all just going to be TikTok.
TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with negative comments on social media? Is there a secret stash of chocolate involved, or do you just take deep breaths and channel your inner zen? How do you deal with criticism online?
Okay, so for your clients, very quickly. I mean, you have to be ready all the time, especially when you have the client that I have, because they are massive and they do have haters. Like, they're out there, they're ready, and they honestly want free things is why. Like, most of the time, they just want them to give them free stuff, and that's no way to go about getting it. You just have to stay ever vigilant. That's why it's great that we work as a team, because we have me, and then we have Jaden, and then we have Karen, and then of course, if anybody else on the team sees it, they're going to be like, whoa, red flag, like get on there real quick and figure it out. So, I mean, we'll get on there. If it's something that is legitimate, obviously we're reaching out to that person and reaching out to the client and trying to build the bridge and fix whatever is wrong. If it's not legitimate, then it's spam or they're just hating on our client for no reason. We got to nip that in the bud. Now, personal, so Leah, probably a few years ago, before, I started working for Social U, would just fire off a comment or fire off some kind of, inappropriate thing that I shouldn't say online and not worry about the repercussions. But now Leah, who is grown and has been working for Social U for this long and knows that what you put on the internet stays on the internet forever and will come back to bite you, I will not. Listen, if you're trolling me, go right ahead. I'm going to hide your comment. I'm going to do something, delete it, something, and then just go about my day, because I'm not going to be cyberbullied. We're not doing that. It's 2024. We're not doing that.
I love the block button.
Love it. Live for it.
When you are creating content, what is your process, your go-to strategy? How do you come up with the ideas that you use in your content?
I've recently learned something kind of interesting. This year I learned that I have ADHD. So, I should have known that before, obviously, because, So the first thing I do in the morning before I have to do this before I take my medicines, because I've found out that if I brain dump before I take my medication, I'm much more creative than after I take my medication. It's like you can have creative chaos or you can have planned, successful stuff. So we have to brain dump first. Ideas come to you anywhere you are, in the shower, going down the road, anything. When I get an idea, I have to either put it in my notes on my phone or I'll save it and brain dump it before I take my medication and start working the next day. And so I'll have just this long pad of just chicken scratch of things that no one else would be able to figure out what it says, but I know what it says, and it'll help me regenerate that idea and get that content back up again. So that is my newest process, and it really helps with creativity, because you get burnt out and you get stumped. You can't think of anything. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'm I've been through all of the content there ever was to go through. There is nothing new. We are done.
Well, and I think shaking it up inside the team helps a lot too. Just sometimes hearing somebody else's input will make you go, oh yeah.
I just have this visual now of chaotic Leah writing out the brain dump list, and then focused Leah coming back later and being like, oh yeah, I can use this. This was good.
It's like it was Jekyll and Hyde. It's two different people, honestly.
I love that. I
It
love that
was.
ability.
So if you could delete one social media trend forever, what would it be?
Ooh, let's see. Let me think. One social media trend forever.
Oh, you're killing me because I know exactly what I would get rid of.
That's so hard. What is your trend?
Meta AI, gone.
Everybody hates it.
Hate it.
Oh, well, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Threads, because I think that's the dumbest thing in the world.
Thank you. And
I
they're
don't like
always
that it
here.
makes me have like a preview of it when I don't have the app downloaded. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I purposely don't have the app. Why are you still showing me what's on the app?
But
Right.
because
And
it's-
I'll see like a little thing and I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't realize because I'm scrolling mindfully that it's Threads. And I'm like, oh, I need to know the rest of that. And then I click on it and I'm like, got me again, Threads. You got me again.
Well,
Yes.
all of those things are also listed on Twitter because it's such a secondary thing. People haven't started generating unique content for it yet. So if you start typing out whatever your keywords are and pull up Twitter, I go read them on Twitter.
As the social media veteran, I wanted to ask, what is one piece of advice you would give to a newbie just starting out in social media management?
Don't get overwhelmed. You have to stay organized. You do. Within my social career, I have made mistakes and fallen short and had to have the care and talk, mostly just because I was learning and it was all new to me.
Let me say, to your credit, you have a natural talent for graphics.
Agreed.
Thank you. Working from home is very hard. That's going to be your biggest challenge if you've never done it before, because if you get distracted easily, you're going to have a tough time. And we all are very squirrel, like we are. I mean, just sitting here on this call with you, I'm thinking about my laundry that I have to do because I'm in my house, you know, I'm thinking about dinner that has to be done. So you can get very distracted very easily, and you have got to find a space and a time to do your work. And it needs to be a creative space. Like, it doesn't just need to be, oh, let me sit at the kitchen table and do this. You know, I think, in my opinion, for what we do, when you have to be creative and you have to use your imagination, and with marketing, you have to find a space that will promote that.
Something you said that really resonates with me is that how we're all just like squirrel. And I think that's part of being a creative. I think creative people just notice everything. And so things take your attention, but then you have all those things in your brain. So you can do the brain dump, which makes you more creative, but also is a liability sometimes.
Yeah. It was an adjustment to me to go from people all the time to me and by myself in a room. Kind of a bummer. Difficult adjustment.
I miss office days since I moved.
I will say that's hard also, trying to, like, going from this social environment to working by yourself. You start to talk to yourself a lot. You're just like, oh, I got to remember to tell somebody this because there's no one here.
Which is why I text people stuff at 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, ooh.
And for those of you wondering why on earth I would miss an office day, because you work in an office and you would definitely not miss an office day, it really is because when we have office days, we genuinely like one another and we are getting to do something that we enjoy and be creative. And so our office days are fun. It's a lot more fun to do that with other people than to do it at home alone or with your kids in the next room banging on the door asking for things.
Or telling you that you're too old to be on TikTok. Thank you, son.
Well, I remember I think it was Nicole, when she started, I was like, listen, office days are the best days. You get all the good things, but you need to schedule your work before you get there because you're not going to get any work done. And she was like, you know, I'm not going to get any work done on the day that I go into work. And I was like, no, you're not. Mm-hmm. We enjoy being around each other so much that we don't get anything done.
Ooh,
it's the only office I've ever worked in where I'll be trying to work and my boss is like, hey, touch me with this.
We just got buzzers for the office so we can play music trivia.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. And I want to go back to something that you said. You asked Becky about people asking what she did. She got a lot of pushback when she started this job. A lot of people thought it was fake.
I laugh at that because we work so much.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we do. Now, and I have said before, a 3-hour a week job at an office or in a place of employment is like, it would be a breeze for me. It'd be a breeze because working from home is like you're working 60 hours in a 20-hour time span.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And you have to motivate yourself. There's nobody
Oh, yeah.
standing over you making you do it. You have to just be like, I'm doing this at this time.
That's a weird evolution. That whole, I have to be in front of my computer by this time. Yeah, I would have never guessed in a million years as a kid. I'd be like, oh, I can't. I have a weird mental thing in my head. If I'm not in front of my computer by 8:30, something's wrong. I'm a slacker. I'm shirking my responsibilities, which is insane because there's plenty of days I work till 11 o'clock, but it's just a weird mentality that I've adapted over the last few years.
And I've learned that I am the most productive between like 9 p.m. and 2 a.m., which is not a time most offices are open. But because of this job, I can work all I want then. And my kids are asleep.
Yeah.
Nobody's bugging me. And I can just put on my headphones and be done.
Leah, when is your most creative time?
My most creative time, let's think. When I first started, it was super late nights. Just like Becky said, I would have that time when I was most creative and I could get the most work done. But now I'm a whole adult and I have a toddler. So my life kind of revolves around her and what she does. And so when she goes, I would say my most creative time now is probably 11 a.m. to like 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like evened out a little bit. I mean, it's night and day, literally.
Well, to be fair, so are you. You went from free spirit kid to married with kids. You've had a big transition in the last 7 years.
So how do you maintain a work-life balance without going crazy and without any of the balls dropping? Like, how do you do work-life balance?
I don't.
Work-life balance is for losers. That's not possible in this job.
Are you ready for this razzle-dazzle word?
Yeah, hit me.
Here we go. Boundaries.
Super important.
Guess
Agreed.
who just talked about boundaries? Nah, I knew about him, but guess who just started taking boundaries seriously like this year? Me.
I thought you were going to say my kid. I guess I just learned about boundaries. My toddler, because I had to tell her.
No, she has no boundaries. She will be hitting me in the head with snacks, trying to get me to open them for her no matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I'm dying. Like, she'll be like, Mommy, need snack. So, no. But, I mean, boundaries, it is a form of self-love, I think, and self-care. I don't really worry too much about what people think, but I do worry about people who I care about, what they think, and how I perform for them. So, like with Karen, when I started working for her, we were friends first. And so it was a really big deal to me to maintain that friendship and our work life too. But, they kind of just mesh because we are who we are. And it's important we've had a lot of talks because we didn't set boundaries. And like I would text her and be like, hey, we haven't really talked in a long time if it's not work related. So like 2 weeks ago, we called, we were on the phone for like an hour just talking about stuff, like catching each other up about stuff. And I mean, boundaries are so important, and that's how I keep things separate. So I know this time is my family time. This time is the time that I'm supposed to be doing laundry. I'm probably not. And then this is my work time.
Listen, I'll do the laundry, but don't ask me to put it up. That is where I draw the line. That is abuse. That's too much.
Standards.
Right? Boundaries.
We started a chore chart in our house. Ooh. So it's a sticker chore chart because we currently have 6 extra people living with us right now. My sister is a missionary and they are stateside currently, and they are waiting to go back to Tanzania. So while they are here, my home is chaos, and we are trying to figure out a way for things to work. And we started the chore chart. So it's a sticker chore chart. The kids do different tasks within the house. They don't get an allowance. They get stickers. And then the stickers are worth different prices, like a medium McDonald's fries. McDonald's, there's a whole card for McDonald's prizes. I was like,
I'll do chores for fries, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, tell me you're in America without telling me you're in America. Our chore chart is a McDonald's.
Well, and to be fair, this entire
#, not sponsored.
Yeah. To be fair, this entire team would slap their mama for a cookie or bundt cake. So it is what it is.
So we started the chore chart so that they would be able to help us do things like laundry. And I mean, this is my laundry that they're doing, and they're getting paid to do it basically. But it gave them a sense of organization, and it's setting boundaries in our home as well for them to help and not just be chaos. So
if Robbie really wants me to like start doing more around the house, if he were to make a chore chart that had McDonald's fries on it, this house would be spotless when he got home. I would make sure of it.
Wow.
I love McDonald's fries. They're the best fries to me. If you could manage the social media account of any brand or celebrity, who would you pick and why?
ooh,
If I asked Karen this question, I would say, who would you pick and why would it be Jensen Ackles?
yes, it would be.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh, let me think.
I would pick Dolly Parton for me.
Oh, it's amazing. That's such
Yeah,
a good
but
answer.
Whoever's running her stuff is doing a pretty good job for real.
Yeah. And she has that whole new line at Dollar General. Like if you're from the South, like you go to Dollar General.
Oh, I didn't know that. Does she still have the donuts at Krispy Kreme?
No, that was seasonal, I think. But I did go get a dozen. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Robbie brought me this from Dollar General the other day.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I'm going to say I would want to do something like big and crazy, like Disney or something. And I'm not even a Disney person, but don't come for me. But I would want to do something like massive, a massive account, because you would have so much reach and you could literally be like crazy with it.
So much
Yeah.
budget.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be nice to work with unlimited budget and fun, colorful, explosive, because you can't do that for a bank.
A roofing
Annual
company.
passes for the whole family.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, there's certain polished lawyer, doctor, accountant that you can't go big, crazy, woo unicorns. And that would be fun to do.
I feel like I've done just about every kind of account that you can do now, from a gynecologist to a landscaper to roofing to an accountant and med spas. Like, I mean, I've done literally so many accounts, and like they can all be fun. Like, you can literally find fun in all of them. I remember
Can
I
they?
started. Yes, they can. They can. I started with a heating and air company. Is what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at Karen and I was like, I know nothing about HVAC. Like, why?
You'll learn it.
And that's it. You'll learn it, and you
Mhm.
can make it your own and put your creative spin on it. And after you're done, you're like, this is beautiful. Like,
Mhm.
this is an HVAC company, and this is beautiful.
I remember
when you-
blogging for one of those and then knowing answers to people's questions about HVAC because I was writing
Yeah.
blogs about it.
It is crazy the stuff you learn. Like one of the first assignments Becky ever did was about University of Alabama's football team and
The
their history.
history of football at the University of Alabama
Yeah.
in 700 to 1,000 words. Put the ocean in a bucket, Karen. That's what it felt like. Not a small subject.
Sorry.
And definitely not one to be tested in this area.
Right. You don't want to end up on the bad side of the Bama fans or the Auburn
They will-
fans.
They will come for you.
Yeah, they will. I mean, but we've done so much stuff there. Honestly, I forget because we've done it for so long, and I've touched so many different accounts, or trained, or transitioned, or audited. So many, you forget. I mean, we started the Galleria account.
For those of you not local to Birmingham, that was the big mall that everybody went to.
And the whole objective was to get them to 10,000 followers and then turn it over and train their team, which we did. But it's been 10 years. That's been a minute. Yeah.
Leah, which hashtag would you use to describe your life?
Ooh. Hashtag crazy train, because it's there's something always happening. Somebody's always sick. Somebody's always hurt. Something is going on. Someone's car is breaking down. I mean, crazy train.
Yeah.
I always think about the Bruno Mars and I'm like, hashtag blessed. And I always sing it in my head like I am Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Hashtag decision fatigue.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag alpha females. My microphone may be pink and Karen's mouse may be purple
Uh-huh.
and Leah's hair may be flawless, but we are alpha females.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have a lightning round. I'm going to say something and you answer in one word. You ready? Favorite platform.
Ooh, Facebook now.
Favorite tool.
Ooh, favorite tool. My pop socket. It's an accessory.
Least favorite platform.
Oh, Instagram.
Most underrated platform.
Most underrated. I don't know. In my life, I don't YouTube, honestly.
Zoom or in person?
Ugh. No, I'm gonna go with in person. Yeah.
Favorite place to eat dinner with the team?
Oh man, the Thai place. I love it. What is it, Karen?
Surin, baby.
Surin.
Surin.
Yes. Best
Love it.
cookies in Birmingham.
Oh, cookie sticks, please.
And last one of the lightning round. Describe social you in one word.
Oh, I want to say team, but it's so much more than that because it's just like accepting, very wholesome. I don't know, safe place. Yes.
Team is the first thing that came to my mind. Team.
Well, I
I'm
wanted
like
to say
lame.
team,
I'm just like, awesome.
I think I bombed on my tool because all I was thinking about was my pops off because it allows me to hold my phone for longer.
Okay, well, what's your favorite program?
Probably Canva. Duh.
Canva, 100%.
Although you answered the favorite social media platform, that was just wrong.
Well, okay.
It was
Let me
shocking,
say,
honestly.
Yeah.
it was shocking to me as well because it used to be Instagram for me. I know all of y'all are like TikTok, but it used to be Instagram for me, and it's just not so much anymore because I feel like I'm old now, and Facebook is for old people, and that's where I am.
You are not old.
Are you 30 yet?
Yes, I'm like, look, there's the 47,000 pictures of my family vacation on Facebook.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of quality content I'm on social media for.
Just
I want to see your family vacation pictures.
As a side note, I would like to remind our audience that Becky takes pictures of literally every moment of her entire life.
Hey.
She's the documentarian of our group, and she has pictures of everyone she knows.
When I die, that slideshow is going to be legit.
Man, I cannot. Oh, I mean, I can wait until you die. I didn't mean it like that, but that's going to be a really great slideshow.
Dark, Leah. I can't wait to see that.
Okay, so social media this week. I thought it would be fun to look back at some predictions made early on in the life of social media so that we can see how those panned out. So I like that in 1995, Clifford Stoll in Newsweek said, "The truth is no online database will replace your daily newspaper. No CD-ROM can take the place of a competent teacher, and no computer network will change the way government works."
Lies.
He thought the internet would be a fad.
Lies.
I hope he still has a job. What's he doing now? Probably working online. Social media will replace traditional media. Rupert Murdoch, the media mogul, in 2005 said power is moving away from the old elite in our industry, the editors, the chief executives, and let's face it, the proprietors. A new generation of media consumers has risen, demanding content delivered when they want it, how they want it, and very much as they want it.
Yeah.
That's why he makes them big bucks.
Yeah.
The people that get it, get it. Number 3 is that social media will lead to global understanding. This is early 2000s Mark Zuckerberg. By giving people the power to share, we're making the world more transparent.
Agreed.
I agree that there is more global understanding, but also there's a lot of global misunderstanding because of things on the internet.
Well, some of
Yes.
the platforms are so overly cultivated and the algorithm is so protected, you don't see that person's opinion. That's one of the main reasons I like TikTok. You can see everything. I love that behind the scenes transparency. And you just don't get it from anywhere else.
I feel like if people from other countries come here and just from what they've heard on social media, they would come to Alabama and expect everybody to be like playing banjos in jorts and like married to their cousin.
Well, a lot of people, and I've seen this online multiple times, a lot of European people, people from England, people from anywhere that's not here, they don't understand the size of the United States. They don't understand it can take 2 days to cross Texas, just Texas by itself. So when they're like, why aren't Americans more well-traveled? Because it takes 2 days to get, one state away from, it's big. If you are in Germany, you can go see France on a train, you're there, but that's not the case here. And that's a huge misconception.
I flew into Texas and then had to get on another plane in Texas to go to another city in Texas. Like my layover to go to Texas was also in
Also
Texas.
Texas.
That is how big Texas is.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy too. I was like, I'm going to be on this plane for another 40 minutes to go somewhere in this state that I am already in.
The United States is big.
This fourth one is everyone will have a personal website. So Tim Berners-Lee, inventor of the World Wide Web, said, "The web is more a social creation than a technical one. I designed it for a social effect to help people work together and not as a technical toy. The ultimate goal of the web is to support and improve our web-like existence in the world."
Go ahead and get your kids' names Gmail. Go ahead and get it.
It's funny because he says everyone will have a personal website. And I'm like, well, everybody doesn't have a personal website. And then I'm like, my Facebook is a personal website. My Instagram, like anything that you can go to that's just about me on the internet, that's really, even if I don't pay for it, that's a personal website.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is very big brother here, and that's that privacy will no longer exist. Sun Microsystems CEO Scott McNealy, back in 1999, said, "You have zero privacy anyway. Get over it." I mean, honestly, that's kind of how I feel.
That's correct. There is a camera everywhere. So if you're going to be stupid in public, get ready to see it played back to you a million times.
One of my favorite little memes on here is the person saying, "I'm not going to post any of this stuff because I don't want the government having my information. I don't want them knowing where I live or all this." And it's like, wow, you're going to be mad when you find out about driver's licenses. Like they know where you live. They already know. They know what they have a picture of you. You ever notice how on the news they always have a picture of somebody with that little blue background when they're looking for them? That's your driver's license picture that they are using.
But I mean, they've got your social security number. They can trace anything you do.
They know everything.
Because one of our children, well, lots of our children are adopted, but one of our children that was adopted had a really hard time getting a new social security card after the adoption. Like something wasn't filed correctly, and it took us 2 or 3 years to get her a social security card, which wasn't too big of a deal because she was a little kid and she wasn't trying to like buy a house or anything. But when she got older, she was like, "I don't even want one. I'll just go off the grid. The government won't know who I am." And I'm like, "No, they know who you are."
It don't work that way, boo-boo. It don't.
Nope.
No.
You know, honestly, like not having that privacy, though, it kind of helps keep you, well, smart people, helps keep you in check on how to act. So,
smart people. I'm glad you added that.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know how to act. So,
yeah.
Some people will get on social media, and I just think to myself, how did you think that was going to play out when other people saw this? They put it on there themselves. Like other people aren't posting them. They are posting videos of themselves that are getting them dragged. And I'm just like, how did you think that was going to work?
Over the weekend, there was a group of kids who figured out you could write a check to yourself, deposit it in your account, and then take out money that you don't have. They recorded it, posted it online. And now they're felons because that is fraud. And when you go against the FDIC, it is a federal crime. So, you play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Why would you do that?
Got some little Bernie Madoffs out there. Number 6, social media will be a tool for democracy. In the early days of Twitter, co-founder Biz Stone said in 2009, "We are the free speech wing of the free speech party."
Yeah.
And I do think that is true. I do think social media has been a tool for democracy.
Yeah. Obama put it on the map. He literally won from his LinkedIn campaign $5 at a time. Genius.
Arab Spring. Number 7, only teens and young adults will use it. So this is from the Zuckerberg, mid-2000. "The nature of the product, the way it works, is that each generation of users starts with people who are similar to themselves." And so this was made for college kids. And so he thought this is going to be teens and young adults. This is going to be like the college kid platform. And us old people were like, absolutely not. We like that. We're taking it.
Yeah. I did a live presentation in 2010 and was talking about Facebook for your business. And one of the people in the back was, "I've been on Facebook since it was created for schools, and I just don't think it's a business tool." I'm like, buckle up, girly.
And it's like, well, you obviously need to be in this session because you are about to learn some numbers that are going to blow your mind.
I could be wrong, but I'm not.
Have you noticed the trend of businesses not having a website? And if you Google them, it sends you
Oh,
to their Facebook, and like their
Right.
Facebook is their only website.
Yeah. It's free,
how
but
is that?
you still have to invest in a website. You have to have a website.
You have to
Listen,
look all
though,
over their Facebook to find information. And I'm like, man, you could just, your menu could be on a website, not Facebook.
as a consumer, I will not, unless I have to, I will not use a business unless they have a website and a social media presence.
Yep.
Because this is 2024.
Yep.
Apparently that's the theme for today because I've said that a few times. But I mean, get with it. You have got to have at least a Facebook page, and you've
Yeah.
got to have a website.
Jaden and I have spent 2 months trying to recover this woman who reached out to us, who is a business person and makes sales to clients and does not have a website, only as the Facebook page, and it is gone, baby, gone. We can't get it back.
Because to me, I'm like, if you don't have a website and social media presence, like if you don't do those basic things, how much energy are you putting into your business? And like, why would I
Yes.
want to do business with somebody who's putting zero energy into that business?
Lazy, yeah.
Yes, that's it right there.
Number 8, social media will kill face-to-face interaction. In the early 2000s, sociologist Sherry Turkle said, we're getting used to a new way of being alone together. And so she thought that in person was just going to be replaced with social interactions online.
Well, depending on the age of the person you're interacting with, their personal skills may be lacking.
Yeah, listen, 9 times out of 10, I would rather talk to you through a text or through a social media platform than leave my house and have to put pants on and go meet you. Even if I love
It's
you.
It's the pants, honestly. Pants are just horrible.
It's
Yep.
the pants.
Or a bra. Oh, God forbid a bra.
Yuck.
But
I'm at the
honestly,
age where I'm like picking out clothing that I don't have to wear a bra with just because comfort has replaced fashion in my life.
I wish I knew what that was like.
I know
That's
a
not
surgeon I
possible.
can introduce you to. I will cut that part out. Number
Or leave
9,
it.
businesses won't benefit from social media. In 2007, a Forrester research report stated most marketers don't yet recognize social networking as a marketing channel and see it primarily as a trend that attracts young people. Well, that didn't age well.
Total crap.
Yeah.
That is why we are seeing a big trend of churches getting online, because they've resisted the digital marketing for so long and they are losing their member base.
And I will say there is a church near the church I go to where I love the pastor. He's like one of the pastors that's on the board of our church. I think he is great and I love his messages, and he has a really good series going on right now. And I go to my church. I have a job at my church where I serve, and I'm watching his sermons online and loving it. I love that even though I can't be there in person, I can still watch it. And there's people that will do that are homebound or can't get out or that are in like prison or something that are watching it. And even though those people may not be in the seats, they're still being supportive of that organization. And I think that is like huge.
Well, just throw it back to COVID. That was the only way to participate if you wanted to go to church. That was it. You streamed it on Facebook.
Well, and now they know that like you can foster community online. It's not just about in person. You could make a difference and make a change online.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And like people like your sister, we have some online small groups so that people that are in other countries right now can participate in the small group of our church through Zoom. And that is amazing to me. And people that are in retirement communities or people that don't have transportation, they're no longer limited. And people that have crippling social anxiety, like
Think about how you raised money for your last mission trip. Wasn't in person.
online, 100% online.
Yep.
And it was highly effective.
It really was. What's the next one? I like this.
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
Social media will be free forever. Facebook's motto used to be, it's free and always will be. Well, explain yourself, Zuckerberg.
Somebody needs to tattoo that across his forehead.
I mean, I guess
$1,000,000. Hire some customer service people for the love.
technically, I guess it's still free, but you can get a better experience if you pay. So pay to play here is making it a better experience for some people and a worse experience for other people. So to me, it's kind of like, is it really free or are we getting the watered down worse version?
Well, and they make advertising so difficult that it's like throwing money up a hog's butt. You do your ad. It works. It doesn't work. 9 times out of 10, the person doing it doesn't know exactly how to do it correctly. And that money's just gone.
For my Ohio friends and Northern friends that may be listening to this, that saying means it's like worthless.
When she said that, I was like, how very Southern of her.
Sorry.
If you watched her on TikTok, so you thought you should tune in to the podcast and you just heard that and you're like, what is this lady talking about? That is something we actually say. She didn't make that up. She's not like super crazy.
Sadly, that is part of my vernacular. Yeah. There's certain Southern things I say, like yonder and holler and throwing money up a hog's butt. Mm-hmm.
Okrie. That's mine.
That's just you, Becky.
And people in Ohio have not eaten it, and that makes me sad. It makes me sad for them.
Love it.
Like, they don't know what they're missing. Okay, sipping social media tea this week. At the company holiday party, I was voted most likely to get stuck on hold with Facebook support. Accurate. I picked that one because I knew it would hit a nerve. If you're watching this on video instead of audio, you are getting the benefit of Karen's face right now because she oftentimes is stuck on hold or in chats where you can't leave. Because if you leave and you don't answer for 30 seconds, they kill the chat, but they go 2 hours between answering you back.
Are we done? Can I wrap this up? Are we done? Can I close this out?
No, Francisco, my problem is not fixed.
Is the problem solved? No, we're not done. Oh, so I'm gonna close this out.
Then you get like to a place where they just start ignoring you, and then you come back into a chat or come back into a call, and then it's like, oh, well, we have it here that was resolved. Well, I don't know why, because it was not.
Or you'll get an email. Since we haven't heard from you. What?
Since I sent you 30 emails, 4 chats, and 200 phone calls.
I've been in the chat for 36 hours.
Facebook support is like a toxic boyfriend. It's only there when it wants something, not when you want something.
That is awesome and correct.
And sad.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you guys who did not have the opportunity to see our free webinar that we offered last month, we do have a recording. If you're interested in that, you can send an email to info@yoursocialyou.com and we will take care of it.
Thanks for listening to the Social You podcast, sponsored by Social University. We'll see you next week.